This is a planning of the Plainfield Planning Commission on February 2nd, 2026. And we have three members of the commission and some visitors with us. So we'll start the meeting and the first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes from the last meeting. So can we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on the minutes? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, minutes are approved. We have a public comment, so we'll open that up. But I think we'll probably have a little more public comment as we get into the agenda item, the next agenda item. So we'll save that public comment for a few minutes later. And then Karen Hatcher had asked the Planning Commission to write a letter similar to the letter that we wrote for the first CDBG-DR. I can't say that fast. I got to practice.
You got it. You got it right.
So I think I'll just hand it over to you to sort of explain the parameters of it.
I'm actually waiting for Rick Burrows.
Okay.
And
Well,
Arian. So if you want to keep moving, Will, and just kind of come back to me and then.
Sure, be glad to. We will move on to our next item.
Thank you.
And I have to show the screen of people joining so I can see when they show up. Okay. Yep. Here's Rick now. So we want to just get going on that then if he's here? We'll ask him.
Yeah, if he's ready, that's fine.
Will, you see Nico's here too?
I do.
Yeah.
Yep. Perfect portrait, side by side. Looks good. Is it cold enough? You got to both wear hats in there?
Oh, it's not too bad in here.
Okay.
But it's cold outside and there's a huge moon.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you are coming down the hill. It's just like crazy, huge moon.
Okay, and Aaron's here, Betsy Ziegler's here. And we'll let everybody join, get connected. And I guess we'll entertain the presentation. I think, you guys, either Karen or Rick can give us some more information. And then Rick, would you like me to enable screen sharing with you?
Rick, you're muted.
Oh, you're muted.
Rick?
There's no need for that, Will. We don't have anything visual to present.
Okay, just asking. So you have the floor or the screen in this case.
Okay. We are coming before you to ask for a recognition of a project that we're working on that includes several housing units on the site that we're all aware of here. And we're proposing two multifamily housing buildings and either 5 or 6 duplexes, and additionally 6 or so building lots. And I'm being somewhat vague because we're still trying to get a sense of exactly what's going to make financial sense to us. But what we want to do is just make you aware of what it is we're doing and potentially get you to send us a letter that we'd be more than willing to draft, saying that this is what we're doing and we intend to do it in compliance with the town plan and zoning.
Okay, we did a similar letter for the original project, and we basically wrote the letter citing the language in the town plan, and then there were some differing opinions. And David Scheckman had a separate letter, and I think this time, as we digest the information, we may want to just have one letter with the opinions from the Planning Commission. But I will point out that what the Planning Commission does is, in this case, is just decide, is the project in compliance with the town plan in terms of the zoning compliance or the DRB's recommendations or decisions on whatever the DRB or subdivision regulations are. That's separate. The Planning Commission really at this stage is looking at the concept of the development. Does it comply with the town plan as written? That's what we did the first time, with some different opinions, which is fine. One question is, are the housing units for sale or are they all rentals? Or do you don't know yet?
They'll all be for sale.
Okay, so the buildings that will be built with housing units are going to be owner occupied.
Right.
Okay, I think that's an important consideration.
Mhm.
I wonder if I think what the Planning Commission what I think would be a good step forward would be to get the information digested and draft a letter amongst ourselves that we can present at the next meeting and approve it, or not.
When is your next meeting, Will?
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks?
Yeah, so
Okay.
the goal is to meet your deadline.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll have more information for sure in 2 weeks. We're just obviously in the midst of some design decisions that need to be made in terms of how we can manage the money with the grant. So it's and the development partners. So we're working through all of that, but I expect that right, Rick, in 2 weeks we should have a lot more information to show you.
Yeah, and if you can get that information as in emails to us, just so we can see that as it evolves.
Okay.
Because we are really endorsing the concept and the details. I mean, if the project expanded greatly beyond the details, it would be different. But I think you have probably a good encapsulation of the scope, because the scope is important. Whether it's 4 6 or 2 6s or things like that, we're going to assume that anything put before the town is going to meet the zoning regulations, and it's going to go through the DRB process. And I know you're asking me for a similar letter.
I don't assume that.
Oh.
Not to be contrary, but I have to see the information, of what before. For example, and there's a lot of discrepancy in how people think about it, but I don't feel like the last plan was in compliance with zoning. So I think we want to see as much detail as we can. Karen, I saw part of your letter and it said at least 22 units. So I'd like to know what at least means. And also it gave the impression that there would be phased development, and I'd be interested in what that means, and at least as far as you can, I understand that not every detail is available, and I agree with some of what Will said, but I also think I don't do well with assumptions. I like to know what I'm getting involved in. So
right. And to be clear, David, all we're talking about is a phase 1, because that is all that's being applied for funding for. And phase 2 may happen some point, but no plan at this point for that. We are just looking to be able to secure some CDBG-DR funding to be able to get some housing put back into the village. So we'll bring you the details.
But for example, then does that mean you're not going to plan to set up the infrastructure like pipeline sizes and things like that to accommodate more than what is being built now?
Rick?
I think that's unclear at this point. And I think that typically what I see in a body like this is approval of what we're asking for and what's in front of them, not what we see as a long-term process. And that's sort of a secondary approval.
I have one question. Are you doing a similar letter with the select board?
Yeah, I think we will ask for a letter of support from the board.
Right, because that's what happened last time for the
Yeah, I
grant.
think so. That makes sense.
Yep, and they would have to get their letter in at the same deadline.
Same timing. Yeah, we're still,
Yep.
the
And-
grant deadline is February 27.
Yep.
So, yep.
So that's important to know. I guess, and this is kind of the first glimmer of a public presentation of this? Or are we the guinea pigs here?
Yeah, you are actually. It's a little early too. Obviously, the grant requires a public hearing, and there is one scheduled. There'll be a public notice hitting tomorrow, Times Argus. So check it out. I'm sure people will be interested to see more. But we're following all the requirements for public hearing, and but as you all probably know and assume, this is a private development corporation that's managing this project now. So, it's not a public process as the last one was. Not nearly of that level, but we still would like for the public to be aware and to weigh in.
Right. And the public hearing is a requirement for the grant application.
It is.
Okay.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
When's the hearing?
It's the 18th of February, 4:00 at Goddard.
Okay. And that notice will go out.
It'll be in tomorrow's Times Argus.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm just looking at my calendar. Is that before our next meeting?
I think it's after. Well, it's 2 days.
Yes.
It's a Wednesday.
Well,
Yeah.
and the grant is due the 27th. We could wait till after that hearing and have a separate planning commission on the 23rd if people. Well, we can just discuss that as a group.
Okay.
And so, the goal is to meet the deadline, and the goal is to get as much information in front of us so we can make a good decision.
Exactly.
Sound good? Okay. Any planning commission members out there want to weigh in on that proposed plan that I just made up on the top of my head?
That sounds fine to me.
Sounds great.
Okay. We have some members of the public on Zoom. And I want to, if anybody wants to raise their hand and make suggestions or comments, it sounds like there'll be plenty of opportunities to do that in the next couple of weeks. As I say, we got the first swing of the bat on this one. So there'll be more pitches to carry on that analogy.
I am sure.
Analogy.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time tonight. Appreciate it.
Okay. Just asking one more time around the public. Great. Okay.
Okay.
Then thanks. We'll digest it as it comes in.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank
Good
you.
night.
Yep.
Yep.
Good night.
For those public members hanging out, we do have another public comment period if anybody wants to say anything, or we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, our agenda. If not, we have a draft zoning document that we've been kicking around for way too long, as our habit, and we sent it out to Nico, who's probably the most talented the guy with a keyboard, our keyboard warrior, our official.
Maybe he's
keyboard
the
warrior.
most talented, period.
He probably is. And we got a PDF back, and Karen had some suggestions. And the first one was, we've been calling it zoning for a long time. And then the history of this is that other towns put their zoning, their subdivision, their fluvial erosion hazards, their telecommunication regulations into one document and called it the Unified Land Development Regulations. We kept calling it zoning out of habit. It's easier to type. It's easier to say. But Karen did point out that there are references in our document that call it a Unified Land Development Regulation. Do we want to put that on the title page? It's absolutely the first thing in the document. We might as well start there, right? Karen, do you want to, we've had discussions where we kind of wanted to keep it simple and call it zoning, but maybe it's time to take that next step. What do you think?
I don't mind calling it zoning as long as we change the language in that first part to say Plainfield zoning regulations. I just want them to be the same. So
Okay.
it doesn't matter to me, but I don't mind zoning regulations. Actually, it's easier to type.
Yeah, and I think
But,
everybody understands it, which is why we stuck with it. Um,
Right.
David or Nico, do you have any
Yeah,
sense
fine
of
with,
that?
I,
Keeping
I,
it zoning.
I
I
have
like
no real
zoning.
preference, yeah. I
Okay,
think-
I like it. So the first editorial change would be to change that reference that Karen put to. The next item is that sentence with 1,000-foot home at Goddard. I know I struck that out 6 or 7 times and it's still in there, so we got to check, make sure that is not in there. I don't know how that got in there, but then as I went through the document, Nico, there were a few bookmark errors showing in the document.
Okay.
Do you want me to bring that up on the screen? I can. Okay, let me screen this one. Okay, can everybody see that document now?
No, oh, there we go.
Yeah, I'll make it bigger.
Oops.
Okay, yeah, we can see.
Okay,
Is it
yeah.
the PDF that you're looking at or
no, I'm looking at the PDF
okay,
because that's what we're gonna publish.
yeah,
When we decide to go, we're gonna put this on the town website, we're gonna email it to all the other towns. This is the document that'll get the thing. And one thing, Nico,
Yeah.
there are the error bookmark not defined. There are a few of those.
Okay.
Is there a way to get the numbers on the right-hand margin? They show up in the Word document.
Zoom out. Let's
I
see.
think this is the same one.
You see how,
They look like they were in the right-hand margin when
yeah, I know.
you got it in the right hand.
Okay, well, that's something if we could correct it, look a little better. It shows up in the Word document. It
So I
doesn't
can
show
look
up in
at
the PDF.
the error bookmark not defined. I could see,
Oh, okay.
do you see that in your Article 3?
Yeah, there's an error bookmark not defined in bold print. And
I
there are a
think
couple of
there's
those,
Will, are you looking at the one that you did or the one that Nico did?
the one that Nico sent. We're gonna call that our latest draft.
It's at 321. 321 isn't even on here.
Right. Those ones have been removed. Those sections have been removed or changed or moved somewhere
Yeah.
else.
So
Yeah.
what's really odd is that I'm looking at
128, that's I think when I sent that out.
yeah, I'm looking at the 128. Yeah, Will, are you looking at that? I think that's your document, Will.
Okay,
And because Nico, I'm looking at Nico's and it's
okay,
draft zoning 128 and it does not show up.
okay. Let me go back into my files and get this is why maybe that Google document is the way I wouldn't be dealing with all these older ones.
Yeah, because I definitely saw them and when I looked at, I don't know how to keep it from doing that. But.
Okay, so the document you're looking on has the numbers in the right place.
Yeah.
Seems like
Okay, good. Okay, then all those red documents, the red things went away too.
All the red things, all the text is one
Okay.
color, I believe.
Okay, excellent. So other than those two things that Karen brought up, do we see anything else that we can have that is not working for the document?
I didn't find anything.
Okay,
I'm not a very good editor,
me neither.
but
I honestly didn't give it a full edit. I went through,
Okay,
looked at the things that spell check flagged and
Yep.
the grammar check flagged,
okay,
and corrected the ones that looked like they needed correcting.
and I looked at all the things that had been changed that we've looked at, and I couldn't find anything that wasn't. I mean, there was a few typos that you saw that I sent out.
yep.
but I didn't see anything that wasn't the way we talked about it or the last language that we used.
Okay. Then I think I think the date was changed on one of my documents.
Yeah, so mine, I dated it
One-
01/28/2026.
Yep. Okay. So I think we're close enough with the document, except we need to just make those couple of changes.
And I
And
did
then-
print out a Word document also. And maybe-
You know, at this point, if we can, if you can hold on to the document and keep it, then I won't mess it up as much like I usually
Let's
do.
see. And like that in terms of the language about the unified land
Yeah, yeah,
development
and
versus
yeah,
zoning. Okay, I see. It's just right in 1.1.
Yep.
Got it. So, so it will be known as the Town of Plainfield zoning regulations.
Yes, but yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So Will, my question is, so we are going to schedule a public hearing, a planning commission public hearing. Is that right?
Yes.
And how do we present the changes? So
Remember that document I sent out that was,
Yeah.
so that goes out with the warning.
Okay, good.
Has that been sent to me?
I think I did, but I'll resend it. Yeah, I'm sure I sent it to you because it was a summary of the changes.
Okay, summary of changes, something like that. I think
Yeah.
just because as I'm like, I haven't read the whole zoning. I'm trying to look and see.
Yeah,
you
no
know,
one wants to read the whole zoning.
what I think might be the changes or relevant. Wrapping my head around PUDs and subdivision.
Right, it's mostly in the subdivisions and PUD, it's mostly in the subdivision section
Yeah.
and
Okay.
a little bit in the definitions and PUD, but
Yeah, so I think the plan is we pick a date. I think it'll be after town meeting, sometime third week of March or something. We need 35 days because you need 30 days warning plus a couple extra days to get it in the Times Argus. Karen will tell you all about the hassle, making sure you make it in the Times Argus in time, because if you decide to do it Friday, it takes 3 days to get it in the Argus. So we want to give ourselves plenty of time. Then we can put the documents on the, on the town website, reference that, and we can do front porch forums and Facebook postings, say, we're going to have a hearing. These are the changes. You can get the document here. And it's similar to what we did before, that whole thing where we try to get as much of the information out concisely, and then people can reference the documents.
and then it would be possible that we would
Change it further.
change it based on the public input and either change or add to or subtract from, and then it'll go to the select board.
Yes, and
And
the
and select
statute
board decide whether they just want to approve it or whether they want to
Well-
have.
Well, here's the timeline with this procedure, is that the planning commission comes up with the documents. It warrants its first hearing, which includes sending it to the surrounding towns and 2 state agencies. So it's a little package that I send out, email all around, get response that they've responded to it. And at that hearing, we take public input, and people will say, yeah, we like it, or, there's all these, you have to make changes. If there are what's called major changes, which are policy changes, substantive changes, not like changing a couple of page numbers or inconsequential edits, like making the reference to zoning. Doesn't change the policy, it just makes the document more accurate. We can make those changes and send it on to the select board. If there are major changes, we go back to the drawing board, we make the changes, have another hearing, get that document approved with the public process, with the planning commission on board, then we send it to the select board. They have to hold a hearing within 130 days. They can't sit on it for too long. So But they can't do it in less than 30 to give time to do all that. And at that public hearing, if they get favorable comments or, it's not a big deal, they can approve it at a vote at that meeting. Or they could say, oh, we've heard too much. They can send it back to the planning commission, start all over again. So it takes a while. It's why we've spent so much time trying to get this document in as good a shape as we can get it. So we don't have to make the minor changes that we're making through, and we're in general agreement about the policy change, which I think we are. I think we're there. And now it's up to get the public comment, that feedback. And hopefully it's positive enough that we can move on, but if it's not, we can discuss more changes. Okay. So it's the 2nd of February. We don't want to, we couldn't make it before town meeting. We could make it, let's assume that Nico can make those changes, and the clarity and it's a good, clean document that we can have in a couple days, right? I mean, that's not good. Yeah. So March, our the second Monday in March, the 16th, is it's the second week after town meeting. I think if I can put the warnings together, early next week. That's not enough time. Well, it might be, but it'll be close with the Times Argus. Maybe we should just move our 16th meeting to the 23rd and give that an extra cushion. That would be a select board night, though. We don't want to do that.
You're talking about the March 16th meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would have to get the warning out. Oh, I could get it. Let's say I mail it out Friday and put it in the Times Argus. That should work. 30 days plus. Because we don't want to have our hearing the select board meets on the 2nd and the 4th of each month. So we don't want to have a public hearing the same night might be a consequential select board meeting. So let's shoot for the 16th. If Nico, you can get that to me, I can put it together and email it out.
Sure.
So that I'm looking, I think I'm looking at the right, that will be our regular meeting time.
Yeah, we don't have to change our plan. We can have it at our regular meeting. We can do it. We could do it. I think we could probably do it in the upstairs meeting room.
Yeah, hopefully I think for that, it'd be good to have the real, there could be more people might come in person. Who knows?
Do you want to reserve the Opera House or just the upstairs room? Yeah.
I think my guess is the upstairs room is fine.
Yeah. And the only thing is if the elevator's not working by then, but the worst thing happens is we can rewarn the meeting or change the location. It's not the end of the world. Let's assume the elevator will be fixed in a month and we can hold it at the 2nd floor meeting room. We'll have the Zoom. You'll have been an expert at setting up the Zoom connection in the room.
I don't know about the expert, but I'll work at it.
Yeah, okay. And I think we can make it work. It's time to get this kid out of the house.
Yeah.
Been living in the basement too long. Okay, Karen, are you good with that?
Yes.
Okay, that doesn't interfere with any DRBs. The DRB is meeting they usually meet on the 3rd Wednesday of the month?
2nd.
2nd, okay. So, yep, no conflict there. Okay.
So we'll, while we're on scheduling, going back to the discussion or potential discussion about the I don't know what we call that project now. It's not the expansion project.
Oh, I don't know. They better come up with a name.
And I don't have the acronym
Yeah.
that fresh in my mind, but it does make sense to me. I mean, you know me a little bit by now, and it does make sense to me that we want to have as much information as we can.
Absolutely.
So it makes sense to me that we would have our discussion following their public meeting.
Yes. Yes.
And
So we could if they have their meeting on the 18th, we could warn a special meeting of the planning commission. We could do it on the 20th. We could do it anywhere in there, the following Monday. The 23rd is a select board meeting, but we'll just meet together and discuss it. So we could pick any date after the 18th.
Oh, because their deadline is the 27th.
7th.
So, that's, yes, okay. And the only other way to approach it would be to just change from the regular meeting.
Yeah, we could not meet on the 16th.
Right.
And meet on the 23rd instead, because we've sort of done the zoning revision. We've warned the hearing. We really don't have any pressing agenda item on the 16th, so we could have change the meeting date from the 16th to 23rd.
It makes sense to me,
Yep.
because if we're kind of finished with our discussions about the changes and subdivision changes and like that, we may have, I don't know what our agenda is actually going to be. We'll talk about the town plan or whatever the things but maybe we just wait till the 23rd, get that over with.
Sure. Makes sense to me. Nico, you're good with that? Any conflicts? Karen, you okay with that?
Yep.
Okay, we'll do that. It does. We could almost take the night off. We could almost have a little vacation here, but we're not gonna, because we got to deal with this. So after that, we would probably start kicking around town plans. But don't forget, we'll have plenty of input and reaction to the zoning revision that we may have to deal with. So it's never quick and easy, but we are progressing forward, and that's what's important. So that's a good plan. I like that. So we'll change the meeting. If Nico, you'll get that stuff to me. I'll send out the warning. We'll pick the warning for March. March. We picked the 16th. March 16th will be the hearing on the zone. Okay. Excellent.
Just to clarify, the one change, at least that we're aware of, is that I'm taking out the phrase unified land development regulations and replacing it with zoning regulations.
Yes, Ed, refer to Karen's email about striking that sentence about the home.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. I probably just missed that email.
Yeah, it's clear where to put that. And like I say, I thought it was gone.
Yep. I can probably find it. I'm probably on there.
It was right
Okay.
before. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were on it.
Great.
Yep. Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Before we adjourn, there's public, there's little Zoom visitors out there, and if anyone has a comment or anything to add, now's the time.
It was a scintillating meeting.
Okay, good. That's what we strive for. Full on entertainment. It's going to go on YouTube,
Yeah, you can watch it again.
Yeah, you can watch it. You can watch it on repeat.
No comment from me, thanks, Will.
Okay. Well, thanks for everybody.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
see you.
Okay, we'll have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to
In
adjourn.
a second. All those in favor?
Second.
Okay, trying to keep it on board here. Okay, thanks everybody.
Bye.
Okay, bye.